You want to take advice from bright guys or your neighbor who says network marketing is illegal? Well, how do you know that? Well, there he stands, flipping hamburgers, got his big belly sticking there, drinking a beer. Oh, I tell you, you go to jail. You want this well done or not? You want another beer? No, I want to get away from you, for God's sake, because what you got may be contagious, and I do not want to catch it. If you don't know Augmendino's meeting today, he's dead. But Augmendino, maybe. Well, he's dead. Not gonna be. That reminds me of Matilda and Matilda and Ethel were a couple of young ladies, went to high school together. They grew up together. They played softball together in high school. They were lovely ladies, and they went through their lives. And then they were in the nursing home together. Husbands had died, and so Matilda and Ethel were sitting there one day, they're rocking, and Matilda said to Ethel, she said, you know, Ethel said, we're not going to be here too much longer. Ethel said, I know, Matilda, not too much longer. She said, I wonder if we're going to get to play softball in heaven. Ethel, well, I don't know, Matilda. And so Matilda said, tell you what, Ethel, said, whichever one of us dies and goes there first, let's make a pact. Let's see if the other one can kind of let the other one down here know if we're going to get to play softball or not. Well, okay. So, Ethel, if you go first, you try to let me know, and I'll do the same for you. So they agreed. Well, the next week, Matilda had a little stroke, and she died. And they buried her. So Ethel's rocking there about 2 weeks later by herself, rocking there, you know, all of a sudden she hears someone say, Ethel? What? Ethel? Matilda? Yes. Matilda! Well, Ethel, oh, Matilda. Well, hey, are you up there? Yeah, it's nice. Well, are we going to get to play softball? Yeah, well, I've got good news and bad news. Well, what is it? Well, Ethel, the good news is we're playing softball. And the bad news is you're pitching next week. I'm going to leave you with this little book, Augmendino. This is the biggest book the man ever wrote. It's called The University of Success. Now I want to show y'all something. Y'all think I've read that book? About 3 times. Okay? And when I underline books like I read these books, I can go back to this book and I can read that thing again in a heartbeat because I just read what I underline. Okay? It's a great book. Isn't that something? And so, 1986 is when I bought this book. And guys, I want to tell you something. If y'all will go out there and follow my lead, if you'll go out there and educate yourselves, if you'll have a belief in this thing when you don't have a right to, you haven't made much money with it yet, but you do what the 2 things they ask us to do. You give those cards away to everybody. They need them. Take your time, give them out right, make sure they understand how to use that card. When you do that, give them out. Ask everybody that can fog a mirror to look at this if they will, and if they won't, move on. Do not follow. We've got this one guy that we've sponsored in Owensboro. And the first thing Stan said when he got in, he said, I got this buddy in Memphis, Tennessee. I thought, Memphis? It's a long way from Owensboro. Don't you know anybody around here? Man, anyway, oh, he'll be great. Well, Stan's now been in this thing how many 2 months or 3 months? And every time, he hasn't sponsored anybody yet. Yeah. But every time we see him, that guy in Memphis is going to be tough. And I told Troy, I said, you think that guy's still alive? That Memphis, he may be dead. I don't even know whether he's alive or not. And neither does Stan. Guys, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't start saying, oh, I got a friend of mine in Tupelo, Mississippi, and you have no friends here. Does nobody here need to have tax breaks? Do nobody here need to make an extra $1,000 a week? Haven't you got anybody close by that want to have kids that they want to help? I mean, is it only in Tupelo, Mississippi and Detroit? Please, let's do this at home. I was a national marketing director before I had sponsored anybody outside of a 50-mile radius of my house. You understand that? And today, Troy is going to teach you all how to put those people in so you can go up that rank rapidly. You want to do that. Listen to us. Don't reinvent this wheel. Don't reinvent this wheel. Let me tell you that other story about the little lady in Coleman. So God bless her, night before last, we're down in Coleman, and she came up beautiful. And she said, Dr. Ross, have you realized, do y'all realize these cards are too big to go in where credit cards ought to go in our billfold? Did you know that? I said, no, they are? I didn't know that. Yes, they are. They won't fit in it. What do you think we should do? I said, what if you got some scissors? I said, could you just cut them off and trim them down? She said, all of them? I said, well, if it's important to you to do that, I guess get you some scissors and make them a bit smaller. I said, I haven't done that yet. I haven't really paid much attention to the size of the blame cards. They're not paying me money to cut them cards smaller. They're paying me money to give them out and get others to give them out. Now, if they start paying me a bunch of money, Joe, to take these cards and take scissors and trim them, how much are you going to pay me? If it's enough, I might do it. If it's not, I'm not going to. I'm going to do what they pay me to do. That is, give away cards and see if other people want to give away cards and help them know how to do it. That's all I'm doing. Okay? Somebody says, well, I got a pharmacist down here that's all upset, blah, blah, blah. You want to go talk to him? I don't. They won't pay me to go down there and talk to that pharmacist. They will pay me to give out cards and get other people to give out cards. Now, if they'll pay me a bunch of money, I'm going to talk to the pharmacist. But I'm not doing it. I'm going to let corporate do what corporate does. I'm going to keep the main thing the main thing. And for me, Jack, the main thing is giving out cards and seeing if you want to give out cards. And now I see if Ed wants to. I see if Steve wants to. See if Ralph wants to. You see what I mean? So, guys, read, become educated, believe in this. You have a right to believe in this. Share it with everybody you want to. Don't you call anybody. That's a shame if you call people. Now, that's not right. And let me tell you what else y'all can do, and y'all do this. When you're in groups, you can do it here today if you want to. Look around and do it. Look over at Tim. Just say, I don't believe that guy. I wouldn't have asked him to do this. Look at him. He looked like he's fat and sassy, got more money than God. He ain't going to do this. And so I'm not going to invite him. And yet Rex did, and the rest is history in Nashville, Tennessee. These guys own that Nashville, Tennessee. He called me a week ago and said, Dr. J, you going to be there on Thursday night? I said, I can't be. I'm getting cold now. He said, and it wasn't like Dave. Usually Dave's charging. He said, I said, what's wrong, honey? He said, well, I had this guy coming and wanted to meet you and was going to show it. I said, really, who's coming? Tim McGraw. I said, is Faith coming? I said, I'll cancel Coleman. No, I didn't. I said, and guess what I said? I said, I can't. I'm true to my word. I said, Troy and I are going to Coleman. We promised them we're going. We're going to be there. We've got to hold it. If Jack sends me a guy in Orangeburg, Kentucky, I give this presentation, that guy comes up and says, I want to do this. You want to sponsor me? I'm saying, who sent you? He says, Jack, you're Ashland, Kentucky. No, that's who sponsors him, not me. Okay? We're going to do this right. So, guys, I'm glad you're here. I know I've got to shut up. I'm going to talk later. I love y'all. This is a great thing we're doing together. If y'all will keep doing it, you will be happy one day you did. 2 years from now, all of us that are able to stick with this will be singing and shouting and kissing and hugging in the streets, kids. Okay? You'll either say, thank God I did this, or good God I should have. One of the two in 2 years. Thank you.